Hello and welcome. It's Elle here from Beyond Expectations. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a little while since I've been able to sit down and have a chat with you. I thought this would be the perfect opportunity while the girls and I are having a delicious hot pot is when you cook food in the middle of the table for me to sit, chat with you and catch up because it's been a minute. So thank you so much for sitting here with me. Grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a cup of tea and let's have a chat. I find at this time of the year, Christmas time, holiday periods can be incredibly stressful, and for me personally, I actually suffer from a lot of childhood trauma because this time of the year was never a happy time. If you grew up poor, you grew up with a dysfunctional family, you grew up with people bickering, you just grew up as a human being in this world, often it can be very traumatic at this time of year. I've actually got a yummy little mushroom here I'm about to eat. And it's not always a happy time, and I think it's important to remember that it's not always a happy time for everybody. I try my very best to make it festive and fun for the girls, and I want them to have the sort of Christmases that I've always wanted to have. I've got my cute little gingerbread earrings on here, my little gingerbread dress, so uber festive. But you know, it can be rough, and I think it's important to be aware of that and just to be kinder to one another and show compassion and love and check in with your neighbours, check in with the elderly, just say hello and see how they're going, because it can be very lonely if you don't have family close. Even if you're not someone who celebrates Christmas, it's often a time that people will be with family, and those who don't have any family close to them can feel isolated and a little bit alone. I'm trying to get a dumpling here. It doesn't seem to want to come to me. Hang on. Oh, I'm struggling. All right, I've got it. So these are dumplings, which is basically like a rice paper with like a filling. Very tasty. If you didn't know, I do enjoy a lot of different types of foods. I enjoy every type of food. When I was young, I grew up without a lot of things and actually grew up quite poor, and I was often invited to friends' houses to eat, to enjoy food with them. So I just learnt to enjoy all food and appreciate all cultures. So there's that. Now I can't eat my food in the middle yet because it's not quite cooked. So with hot pot, you actually get the food raw and then you cook it in the middle and then you eat it, and it's so fun and so delicious. Now, if you're looking to reshape and transform your body and you keep putting it off, you've really got to make this year your year. You've really got to own it, because honestly, time is just slipping by. Kiana is in high school and Kamika will be joining her next year, and I am just flabbergasted by how quickly time has gone. If I had waited for the perfect time to reshape and transform my body, to be honest, it would have been never. There is no way that competing in the World Championships 1 year after giving birth is a good idea. And to be honest, still now, after 12 years later, it's still not a good idea, because there's always something going on, something happening. John's chronically ill. It's something that we have to learn to live with and manage. There's never a right time. It's never going to be perfect. If you're looking for perfection, you won't find it, because it doesn't exist. Perfection in this world doesn't exist. I quite enjoy how in Lilo and Stitch you hear Stitch reference the family as being broken but still good. Basically, that's all of us. You know, our life is going to be broken in some way, shape or form, but we just do our best, and that's all we can do. So it's important to seize the moment. New Year's are great for new beginnings. And you know what's really bad? I'm going to give you a top tip here. Setting a New Year's resolution and not fulfilling it, because then you just don't feel good about yourself. You feel like you haven't achieved what you set out to. Well, it's not really a tip here. The big tip is you really need to write it down. So write down what you'd hope to achieve, like what date you'd like to achieve it. Then think about, well, what's your daily plan going to look like? What time are you going to wake up in the morning? What time are you going to go to sleep? How does your work-life balance look? Are you going to be able to manage exercise if that's not a priority? How can you prepare your meals? When will you be having your meals? and what it's all going to look like for you. Because ultimately, if you don't have a plan, there's a saying that goes, if you don't have a plan, then you plan to fail. So you've got to set out a plan for yourself. You really do. You have to plan what would you like to achieve, when would you like to achieve it, how are you going to achieve it. I mean, I think we all basically know what we should be doing. We know that we shouldn't be, eating potato chips and eating pizza and cookies and drinking wine every night. We know we shouldn't be doing those things, but executing can be really hard. And I think people are way too hard on themselves. They expect to be a robot. They set out on a journey to reshape and transform their body, and they expect everything will be perfect. Guess what? I have news for you. Life will happen, and it happens to all of us. Someone will get sick. Someone will need to go to hospital. You may get a flat tire. You could lose your job. It could be something fabulous, like your partner proposes to you. Big congratulations to one of my clients. Her partner proposed to her today. I literally just read the message before I came here, so big congratulations to you. You know who you are. It's so lovely that I can say this in person. And to my lovely clients who are in the cold right now, today is not very warm, so you'll be happy to know that. But it's actually been quite warm here in Australia, but today is very chilly. I brought my cardigan just in case. But yeah, life is going to happen, and it happens to us all. I think being aware of that and go, well, when life happens, what's my plan moving forward? The best strategy for when life happens is make sure that you have healthy meals available. I know that sounds really boring, but it will save you. Trust me. And ultimately, if you feel like you're struggling doing it on your own, you need a buddy, you need a friend, you need a coach, you need a mentor, you need a group. I mean, being accountable to someone is important, because when you're accountable, you're more likely to get it done. If you're not accountable to anybody, I mean, it's easy to just go, oh, I can't be bothered, it's too hard. See, when you have children or a job or family commitments, you're committed to them. You're committed to that commitment, so therefore you follow through and get it done. But when you commit to yourself, there's no one there to tell you, eat that meal, don't have potato chips, you should exercise today. There's nobody there to spur you on and guide you. You have to be that for yourself. So it's really important that you have support. After going through Beyond Expectations and, the last 12 years of my journey of maintaining my weight loss, that is why I offer such personal, how would I put it? Hands-on approach coaching, because I know how lonely it can be, I know how hard it can be, and I've walked in your footsteps. I've been there before. I've walked through the valley of the shadow of death, if you will, so that I can show you the light. So good. Okay, the food is starting to be cooked in my little hot pot. Really enjoying this. I've actually run out of drink, and I'm going to ask Kiana really nicely if she can get me some more. I'm drinking Fanta. Sweetie, would you mind if I get some more Fanta, please? Thank you, lovely. If you didn't know this about Kiana, she's really good at getting me drinks, and she actually used to do it for her teacher all the time when she was in primary school. Kamika is really good at making food. So if you want a nice beverage, ask Kiana. And if you want a really nice sandwich, ask Kamika. Kamika makes the best sandwiches I've ever eaten. Honestly, her sandwiches are awesome. So I'm actually dipping the dumpling in the soup because I feel like it tastes so much better. So this is a mushroom. I really love mushrooms. Thank you, darling, if you didn't know that about me. Tell me, what's your favorite food? And I have to be honest, Christmas isn't always my favorite time of the year. I actually love Christmas food. I love Christmas pudding, I love Christmas cake, I love shortbread. Annie, you'll know that. And he's one of my fabulous clients. We both have a love for Christmas food. But, hot. this time of the year in general, I really struggle, I'm not going to lie. It's really difficult for me emotionally. It brings up a lot of trauma, brings up a lot of negative experiences, and I really have to keep a check on myself to stay grounded and not revert back into a state of fear and panic. I have to remind myself that I'm okay. I do find that a lot of people have similar struggles, and at this time of the year people can feel a lot of pressure because you're seeing family members you don't often see, you're seeing friends you may not see. Sometimes you're surrounded by people that you don't necessarily want to be around, people who are negative, who don't have a good vibe, and just in general don't make you feel very good. That's not fun. That's not fun when you have to deal with people that you don't normally spend time with, but you are because it's Christmas. I'm just putting my food in the hot pot to cook. It's rough. Now, the best advice I can give you is don't snap back. When they try to bait you, I'm using the term bait like as if they throw out a snide comment or a sarcastic remark and they're waiting for you to respond or snap back or something. Don't do it. Just save your mental health. Act as if you didn't hear it. My best advice is to count to 10 before you respond. I mean, this is something we all struggle with. When somebody really gets under your skin, it's really hard to be placid and mild about it. Really hard. But you must for your own mental health. And it's just going to make you feel miserable and feel crummy about yourself. So you're going to have to protect your energy. It's a time of year where you can't avoid seeing a lot of people that you wouldn't normally spend a great deal of time with. You must do it. There's this sense of social obligation around the holiday period. I do find it interesting that for people who don't celebrate Christmas, for whatever reason, religious reasons, non-religious reasons, they are actually uber focused with getting ready for the new year and reshaping and transforming their body. Meanwhile, other people who do celebrate Christmas, they're usually stuffing their face. The good thing with Christmas this year is on a weekend, so you can pretty much stay fairly close to eating on plan during the week, and then have your weekend available to enjoy Christmas. So if you find that at this time of the year that you haven't really got the holiday spirit, you're not really feeling festive, you're feeling a bit down and a bit in the dumps, look, there's nothing wrong with you. A lot of people feel like that at this time of the year for various reasons. I think the perpetuated notion that you should be all happy and it's Christmas and yay, let's all celebrate. It's not always the case. It depends on what sort of childhood you have, what sort of upbringing. But generally speaking, if you're feeling like that, you're not alone. I am here, and reach out to friends or family or your colleagues, or even if you're part of a religious group, those type of people, and just tell them how you're feeling. There's no reason to feel crummy and alone. Nobody wants to feel that way. But also, if you do celebrate Christmas, you need to remember the true meaning of Christmas is not about getting stuff and getting the perfect present, or even giving the perfect present. You know, you want to spend time with friends and family. You want to spend time in a loving and caring way, not in a fighting, let's tear each other's hair out kind of way. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope that you enjoy sitting with me, having some delicious food and having a really good conversation. Please do click the link down below if you'd like to be put in contact with me. There's a form that you can fill out in regards to if I would be a good fit for you and you'd be a good fit for me, and we could work together if that's something you're interested in, and I could be your personal coach and mentor. Please subscribe, turn on the bell notifications, give this video a thumbs up, do all that good stuff. And thank you so much. I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.